Hesi A2 Anatomy. Question 1. The tiny air sacs in the lungs where gas exchange occurs are called what? Bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, pleurae. Alveoli are thin-walled sacs where O2 and CO2 exchange occurs. Bronchi are large airways, bronchioles are small airways, pleurae are serous membranes around lungs. Question 2. Which part of the male urethra passes through the prostate gland? Membranous urethra, prostatic urethra, spongy urethra, penile urethra. Prostatic urethra passes through prostate gland. Membranous urethra passes through pelvic floor, spongy/penile urethra passes through penis. Question 3. The fight or flight response is primarily mediated by which division of the autonomic nervous system? Sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, somatic nervous system, enteric nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system, thoracolumbar, mediates fight or flight, increased HR, BP, glucose. Parasympathetic is rest and digest, somatic controls voluntary movement, enteric controls gut. Question 4. Which of the following is the correct sequence of urine flow from formation to elimination? Collecting duct renal pelvis ureter bladder urethra. Ureter renal pelvis bladder collecting duct urethra. Renal pelvis collecting duct ureter bladder urethra. Bladder ureter renal pelvis collecting duct urethra. Urine flows, collecting duct renal pelvis ureter bladder urethra. Other sequences reverse or jumble the order, e.g., ureter before collecting duct is impossible. Question 5. The anatomical term for the region of the forearm is which of the following? Brachial, antebrachial, carpal, cubital. Antebrachial is the forearm region. Brachial is upper arm, carpal is wrist, cubital is elbow, front. Question 6. Which vitamin is synthesized in the skin upon exposure to UV light? Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is synthesized from 7-dehydrocholesterol in skin with UVB exposure. Vitamin A comes from diet, vitamin C from fruits/vegetables, vitamin K from bacteria/diet. Question 7. The sternum ribs and thoracic vertebrae together form which structure? Pectoral girdle, pelvic girdle, thoracic cage, vertebral column. Thoracic cage, rib cage, includes sternum, ribs, and thoracic vertebrae. Pectoral girdle, clavicle/scapula, attaches arms, pelvic girdle attaches legs, vertebral column is spine only. Question 8. Which part of the neuron receives incoming signals from other neurons? Axon, axon terminal, dendrites, myelin sheath. Dendrites receive signals from other neurons and transmit toward cell body. Axon conducts away from cell body, axon terminals release neurotransmitters, myelin sheath insulates. Question 9. The hormone oxytocin is involved in which two primary functions? Milk production and metabolism. Uterine contractions during labor and milk ejection. Growth and stress response. Water balance and blood pressure. Oxytocin stimulates uterine contractions during labor and milk ejection, letdown, from mammary glands. Milk production is prolactin, metabolism is thyroid, growth is GH, water balance is ADH. Question 10. The pharynx is subdivided into three regions. The nasopharynx or pharynx and which other region? Hypopharynx, laryngopharynx, epipharynx, mesopharynx, tracheopharynx. The three pharyngeal regions are nasopharynx, nose, oropharynx, mouth, and laryngopharynx/hypopharynx, leads to larynx/esophagus. Epipharynx is another name for nasopharynx, mesopharynx is not standard. Question 11. Which blood type is known as the universal donor for red blood cells? Type A, Type B, Type AB, Type O. Type O lacks AB antigens, so no recipient antibodies will attack it, universal donor. Type AB is universal recipient, A and B are not universal. Question 12. The enzyme that breaks down proteins in the stomach activated by low pH is called what? Trypsin, chymotrypsin, pepsin, peptidase. Pepsin, from pepsinogen, is activated by HCl in stomach to break proteins into peptides. Trypsin and chymotrypsin are pancreatic enzymes in small intestine. Peptidases break peptides into amino acids. Question 13. Which part of the brain acts as a relay station directing sensory information, except smell, to the appropriate cortical areas? Hypothalamus, thalamus, epithalamus, subthalamus. Thalamus relays sensory information, except smell, to cerebral cortex. Hypothalamus regulates homeostasis, epithalamus includes pineal gland, subthalamus is involved in movement. Question 14. The sinoatrial node is located in the wall of which heart chamber? Left ventricle, right ventricle, right atrium, left atrium. SA node is located in the right atrial wall near superior vena cava opening. Ventricles contain Purkinje fibers but not SA node. Left atrium does not contain pacemaker. Question 15. Which of the following is not a primary function of the lymphatic system? Return interstitial fluid to the blood. Transport absorbed fats from the intestine. Produce and mature lymphocytes. Transport oxygen to tissues. Lymphatic system returns fluid, lymph, transports fats, lacteals, and produces/matures lymphocytes, nodes, spleen, thymus. Oxygen transport is function of circulatory system, RBCs, not lymphatic. Question 16. The hormone aldosterone released from the adrenal cortex increases reabsorption of which ion in the kidneys? Calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium. Aldosterone increases sodium reabsorption and water retention and potassium excretion. Calcium regulation involves PTH/calcitonin. Magnesium reabsorption occurs but not primarily aldosterone regulated. Question 17. Which muscle separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity and is the primary muscle of inspiration? External intercostals, internal intercostals, diaphragm, rectus abdominis. Diaphragm separates thoracic and abdominal cavities and is primary inspiratory muscle. External intercostals assist inhalation, internal intercostals assist exhalation, rectus abdominis is abdominal muscle. Question 18. The correct sequence of the meninges from superficial to deep is which of the following? Pia mater arachnoid mater dura mater. Dura mater arachnoid mater pia mater. Arachnoid mater dura mater pia mater. Dura mater pia mater arachnoid mater. Meninges layers, dura mater, outermost/tough, arachnoid mater, middle/web-like, pia mater, inner/delicate. Opposite order would be deep to superficial. Question 19. Which cells of the stomach secrete hydrochloric acid, HCl, and intrinsic factor? Chief cells, G cells, mucous neck cells, parietal cells. Parietal cells, oxyntic, secrete HCl and intrinsic factor, needed for B12 absorption. Chief cells secrete pepsinogen, G cells secrete gastrin, mucous neck cells secrete mucus. Question 20. The patella, kneecap, is an example of which type of bone according to shape? Long bone, short bone, flat bone, sesamoid bone. The patella is a sesamoid bone, develops within tendon of quadriceps femoris. Long bones, femur, short bones, carpals, flat bones, scapula, are different shape classifications.